Yo, what is good, man? It's your guy Tico, and I am back with Madden 23 Field Sense gameplay breakdown, and I'm gonna actually talk about my experiences playing the Madden NFL 23 beta. I have been playing a lot of John Madden football video games over the past few weeks since the actual game was released with Madden on the cover, when it was announced with Madden on the cover. So I've been playing like all the old stuff, all the PS2 Maddens, all the Maddens on 360, and even some of the Maddens on the Xbox One Gen 4 console. So with that being said, guys, we're gonna go into the Field Sense trailer, and I actually got everything written down and typed out that I was going through when I was playing the beta. So I played about 3 games of the Madden 23 beta before the patch. Now today, Madden actually got a patch for the beta, so I don't know what was fixed, I don't know what was broken, I don't know what was what at this point. So I'm gonna go in right now from the impressions of right now from me playing the 3 games of Madden today while it's fresh on my mind, and we're gonna go ahead and just break it down right now. Let's get into it. Let's get it. All right, guys, so basically what we're going to do is go over my Madden 22 Field Sense deep dive thoughts and my beta gameplay thoughts from a standpoint of right now. Now, as of about an hour ago, we got a patch on the actual beta, and it's probably different right now from what I'm giving right now, but I still wanted to get this video out and give you guys my insight and my feedback from what I've seen. I did type everything out in the midst of playing the game, so I would pause the game and I would type out what I would see or what I would feel that was different in Madden NFL 23. With that being said, guys, let's go ahead and go over my little checklist. This is my beta gameplay thoughts. Now, I played 3 games and I took notes as I could find things while I was going. Now, the Field Sense passing feels good. Gameplay. Game 1, the running and cutback controls are snappy and accurate. I was able to cut between the tackles and gain yardage. I felt like I had full control over my player. It feels more physics-based than animation-driven. So basically, this game feels free. It does not feel canned. It does not feel like crazy animations. It does not feel where I cannot control anything in Madden 22. And it was like a night and day difference as far as what I felt in Madden NFL 22 versus this version of Madden in this beta right now. Now, this is a beta, so I don't know exactly how they're going to change things in the future, but I know that it did not feel exactly the same. It felt the same as far as the game they built upon, but it did not feel the same from a gameplay standpoint to me, especially running the ball. If I hand the ball off, and I was playing with the Raiders, right? So I gave it to Jacobs, and I could literally watch the blocks form on the offense and defensive line, and I can hit a hole, and I can move when I needed to move. So if I wanted to go left with the left stick, I could just maneuver within that 360 animation-based part, 360 physics-based control. I could move and literally just move around and get out of the way. So I was really impressed with that. I was playing, I was like, man, this is really good. This feels better than last year. This feels better than a lot of previous years. I was gonna hook up my PlayStation 2 and just start playing, but I was like, no, let me go ahead and just give my fresh thoughts on what's going on now with Madden NFL 23. To me, it feels more physics-based than animation-driven. Okay, so when the ball was knocked away by a defensive back out of the wide receiver's hands, the defense would actually go for the interception off of a bobble. Now, last year, I would see a lot of balls knocked out of the wide receiver's hands in Madden 22, and I didn't really see a lot of interceptions happen. I didn't see a lot of urgency from the actual DBs to go after the football. They'll just kind of watch it and let it hit the ground. Well, in the game I was playing with the Raiders, it was knocked out of Devontae Adams' hand, popped up, and it was floating. I think the number 55, I forgot who he played for, but he ran after the ball and caught the ball and ran it about 15 yards down the field with urgency. So yeah, that right there alone had already surprised me and shocked the crap out of me, because he literally ran after the guy. And I was like, okay, this is already different, because the defenses seem to be more urgent, especially the defensive backs. Like the defensive backs and like the linebackers, and they were all in the right area too at the right time to get it. That's the thing that got me. So yeah, I was playing the Miami Dolphins. So we were rushing Tua. He didn't have anywhere to throw the ball. So he scrambled, and then he started running. He took off and running, and the CPU was actually moving like himself. Like he was running and intelligence like it was actual Tua Tagovailoa. I'm like, wow. And he was running to the point where he wouldn't run into tackles, that he would literally slide. So if I'm coming in with the hit stick, I'm trying to hit him, he literally slides down. He's not taking the hit, but he's literally getting that first down. He's running and he's having that urgency. Okay, you know what? I don't have anybody to throw it to. I don't see any open people. So let me go ahead and just run. no open man on the field. Let me run it and go ahead and get this first down real quick so we can get, the ball down the field. So that was dope. And they remember in the trailer, they talked about how it's actually like play like Lamar, play like these people, play like Mad or whatever. It's actually doing that. Like, and it was the CPU doing that because I haven't played a person yet. I just needed to, get CPU play and actually feel how the game felt. And it feels good. So it did play like, Tua. I didn't see many gang tackles trigger in the first 2 quarters of the game, but as the game progressed, I seen 2 and 3 man gang tackle animations trigger in the needed situations. So basically, if the situation needed to happen, if they needed to beat 3 or 4 dudes or 2 or 3 dudes on the guy, like I was running with Jacobs and I'm trying to hit a hole because I have been hitting, like, this is the first and second quarter I was running and I was gaining a lot of yards, but in the third quarter, it's like they made some type of halftime adjustments where they started to gang up on me. So off the line, and you have a linebacker and a lineman hit me, and they ganged up on me throughout the game, bro. So it came down to a lot of 2-man gang tackles, and then I started seeing 3-man gang tackles, and it was pretty dope. So I was impressed with that. You can contest and knock the ball loose, like the trailer says. So yeah, you can contest it, like all those things, like within that window, that gray window when you throw the ball. Like if I was catching the ball and I was in the end zone with Devontae Adams, someone would literally knock that bad boy out, or they would push me out of bounds, just like the animations we seen in the actual trailer. So I was basically trying to draw the defensive lineman offsides with the fake hikes, and I did it like 3 times, and they kept jumping, and the referee did not call offsides. So I think that's something they need to tune, and something they need to fix, and maybe it may be fixed in this patch. So I'm gonna go back and play the beta again and see if it's fixed. But from that point, that's like one of the bad things I seen that didn't work. Let's see. I saw 3-man gang tackle animations trigger. It was pretty fire. Replays. So me and likenesses and presentations and stuff like that, like we know I thrive on that. I love gameplay. It's got to feel good. It's got to be great, but it's also got to like look good, and things got to match with the actual gameplay, right? So I saw a replay, and it didn't fully play out and finish. It was interrupted by like a cutscene. The close-up cutscenes, like on the sideline, it was clearly interrupted. So I didn't like that. And that's one thing I didn't like. I don't like sometimes about Madden, to be honest, is that when you go into like the instant replay camera, you don't get every single part of the play, even the celebration. Because for me, I do a lot of highlights. I do stuff for EA as well and the NFL, right? So I need every single thing to play out so I can have more footage to work with from a presentation standpoint or a creative standpoint. So maybe that's just a beta issue. Maybe that's just a problem with the beta, because that's literally what I seen, and it didn't look like I wanted it to look. So I was like, man, but I would really wish that the replays would fully play out and just finish. And then the cutscene goes to them on the sideline, and then the, commentators talk, so it can flow better. Because you want a better flow of presentation, and that's just what I like. I like a whole full package video game or sports game or basketball game. But that's that with me now. The mini game option appears to be too fast at times on passing plays after the catch. Yeah. So those little mini games where you do the button smashing and whatever, like you pressing A trying to break the tackle, or you pressing A trying to tackle the defender, or whatever you're trying to do. Y'all understand what I'm trying to say? So when you use the actual A button, the prompt comes up so fast. And I had just played like my second game, so I was like, okay, this ain't it, because it's too fast. But you gotta be fast, and I think you gotta get used to it. But as I kept playing it, I started to get used to how fast it was coming up on the screen, and then I was hitting A. I wasn't winning any battles to break any tackles or do anything like special, but I was literally trying to get used to how fast it was coming up so I could. But I mean, I started to get used to it after a while of playing the game. So that's that. What else? The halftime show. It's a beta, so I don't know exactly what they're gonna do with the halftime show, because it kind of still looked the same to me, especially for next gen. Having the power and having everything that the tools you can have to make it just feel like football all across the board. That was one of the things that I didn't like. It was the halftime show. That's another thing. That was another con. QB awareness was much better than Madden 22. Tua threw the ball away when I was trying to sack him. Like, this guy, I'm going over that again because it kept happening. Like he was so smart. He wasn't stupid. Like, you know, CPU sometimes could be stupid, and then they just won't do nothing with it. They won't throw it. They just sit there. But to me, it looked pretty dope, and I was so impressed with how Tua literally was getting that ball out. Like, sometimes he would even take off. So, you know, we talked about that already. One thing I seen that was different is they said they got 3,500 new animations in the game, right? Like, they added animations, and I can tell they added animations because I seen a kickoff return catch animation, and it was different because I kicked the ball on purpose, like high, far to the left, and Hunter Renfrow ran after it, and he kind of stretched out and caught it, which I was like, okay, I ain't never seen him do that before in no video game. Like, that's different. So I was happy with that. It's like he jumped out, stretched out for the catch. Like, even though like you wouldn't in that condition, you're not supposed to do that, but it seems like he went upon himself and went out and did it just because he didn't want to like have it be a fumble or, you know, some like kind of mistake happen where the defense gets the ball and they score there in the red zone. So it was dope. It was like on the 5-yard line. It was dope though. Blocking is much better. Holes actually open up where you can run through them with a full head of steam, and the 360 controls, you have full control of your player. Man, them blocks, them holes open up. If you got the right offensive line and your offensive line is better than the defensive and the other side of the defensive line, bruh, when you hand that ball off and you have that full control, you be able to go wherever the heck you want. Because I always had mad sticks, like in PS2 Maddens, I always had some nasty sticks with the running back. You know what I'm saying? Like I could always do you dirty. I could always spin on you. I could always hit you with a juke or tap the R1 and hit you with that little mini juke. But this kind of gives me the vibes of PlayStation 2 run game of Madden back in the day, like Madden 05, Madden 06, and those were like the glory days of like how it felt good to run in Madden. So yeah, bro. And the last thing, guys, is the gameplay is smoother and overall logic is better than previous entries of Madden football. So that feels good to me. And shout out to EA and the team and Connor over there. I know these guys personally, and they're good people and they work hard and they're doing their best to try to get this game better from a gameplay standpoint. And it does feel better. I gave away a lot of beta codes already. I'm going to be giving some away. It may just pop up in this video at some point if you made it this far to the video. So yeah, I like it so far, and I'm going to check it out with this update. And I will be giving away beta codes too. All right, guys, that's going to be it with Madden NFL 23. Well, we went over my gameplay thoughts of the beta from my first time playing my first 3 games, and it's fresh on my mind. I took notes, and actually we went over the FeelSense gameplay trailer that Connor did a few days ago on YouTube on the Madden channel. So I think everything is great, man. It feels good. I feel like it can use some polishing, it can use some work, and I don't think that they should just like patch it up to the point where people be complaining, oh, patch the game. Just leave it alone. It feels good right now, and it could, like I said, some things could be fixed, but those, like the things that I found were very minor things, like the halftime show, which I think everybody agreed with me with the presentation, but the halftime show and the replay camera. The replay camera could really use some fixing as far as like how long plays actually go and how when you should cut them off with cut scenes. Like that stuff needs to be tweaked. But as far as everything else, the game does feel good, and I'm going to continue to play it. We did get a patch today for the Madden beta, so I'm going to check that out. But don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Join the G's, man. It's only free to do so. Also, don't forget to hit the notification bell to be notified when the videos literally drop. Follow me on Twitter at TicoisTocory to keep up the latest and greatest updates. I'm giving away Madden games. I'm giving away the beta, and you might want to get a code. So that's that. Hit the like button. That's it, man. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I got more stuff to film. It's your boy Tico. Peace.